friends, I'm still out of town, but I am still filming. And you guys are so sweet for saying, Joce, you don't have to film. You're so sick, it's okay, like get some rest. I do not let myself rest. I don't. I will not take a day off. Oh no. I've put a lot of concealer right here because my nose has been a faucet. You know when you blow your nose so much and the snot just drips, that all right here turns like beet red and it burns? That has been my last 2 days. So we got a whole lot of concealer going on down there. Anyways, it's okay. We're checking out Entitled Bridesmaids. Usually it's an entitled bride, but what happens when you deal with some petty people in your wedding party? That would suck. One of my bridesmaids did not try on the dress she had tailored before the wedding. It no longer fit and was now 2 sizes too small. I don't care what her body looks like or if she gained weight, just get it fixed before the wedding. She then proceeded to scream at my mom and my maid of honor that they were zipping it wrong. Then the clasp pinged off. She was embarrassed and tried to get everyone to lie about it. We had to roll the back of the dress and tape it to her back. It was awful. Honestly, like for your own sake, wouldn't you want to try on the dress before the wedding to make sure it fits? Like, not even for the bride, but even for yourself? Like trying it on would have just avoided every issue. My fiance's best friend started dating this woman about 3 months before my fiance and I. She was always complaining about my fiance showing me affection and that saying he wanted to marry me made her feel bad because her man never said any of those things to her. Sounds like a your man problem. So we toned it down when we were around them. Annoying. Anyway, her man said that he would propose by the end of 2021. Fast forward to last summer, my man gave this guy 7 months to pop the question and he decided that he didn't care anymore and proposed to me. His BFF insisted that she was my best friend and should be my maid of honor. I reluctantly said yes because she was constantly trying to spread lies to get us to break up. Then I started getting sick whenever I would eat at her house. She was poisoning me because she was jealous. When I called her out on it, she blocked me. Good riddance. Okay, so this is like a true crime documentary. This is a lawsuit, a very serious thing. Sounds like she was just jealous. I mean, from the start, that's a jealousy issue, and that is just an issue that she needs to take up with her man, not you. Other couples could be happy and in love and progressing in their relationship. If you're not happy with where yours is progressing, guess who you talk to? Your partner. I have a best friend who is a man, and my husband has a best friend who is a woman. We each asked the other's best friend to stand up on our side. I had a bunch of my best girlfriends and my husband's best friends as bridesmaids. Oh, that's fun. His best friend decided to get super drunk before the ceremony. My father-in-law asked to have a moment with me before the ceremony to see me in my dress, as we have always been extremely close, and she crashed it, sobbing and trying to have group hugs with us. She ruined that moment. Then she stumbled down the aisle and proceeded to pass out cold just after the ceremony. My maid of honor had to go find her and slap her to wake her up, just so she could attend the reception. Not to mention, her +1 of the evening walked up to me at a rehearsal dinner and asked me, "Who the F are you?" Needless to say, I am very thankful for my other bridesmaids who stepped in and made the day go otherwise smoothly. Who the F are you? Is what I want to know. There's always someone who just takes it too far with drinking, you know? And to ruin, like, the father seeing the bride for the first time, like, you ruined that moment. That's a moment they'll never get back. Thank you so much for that. I'm not a big partier. For my bachelorette party, my bridesmaids set us up to go to a pub and drink, have appetizers, and do a little bar crawl. Around 11 at night, we were all pretty wasted, and I said I would rather just go back to my house and hang out all together. My one bridesmaid, who had come in from out of town, freaked out and started hysterically crying and screaming that she had been looking forward to meeting up with friends she hadn't seen, and I ruined her night. Then she yelled that she had to put up with it because it was my day. Her words, not mine. I was a very laid-back bride. I didn't make them pay for anything. She had also invited her boyfriend to join us immediately after showing up at the pub, and I didn't even care. Later, though, I found out that she hadn't helped pitch in for anything that night from the other bridesmaids. It completely ruined the night and made things so awkward at the wedding the next day. We stopped talking after that, and she never apologized. Okay, so the night was actually about her. She had plans to go out with her boyfriend and get drunk and then go hang out with her friends. It actually had nothing to do with you at that point. And the wedding was the next day? Oh my God, you will not even catch me near a glass of alcohol the night before my wedding. Are you kidding me? I am going to be 31 soon. Like, I get hungover for anything now. My then sister-in-law, who is a major narcissist, was in my wedding along with my other sister-in-law, who I'd selected to be my matron of honor, and flew in for the ceremony. Then sister-in-law totally took over the maid of honor role unasked and then stood in front of me in all of our wedding pictures until I put my foot down. She did the same at my daughter's baptism, stood in the center of our group family photo, blocking me and my dad. She has massive main character syndrome, so I guess she thought these occasions were about her. Well, I would have elbowed my way to the front of my own wedding photos. Move, I don't think so. Two of my bridesmaids were old friends from childhood that I wasn't as close to as other members of my bridal party, but who I still wanted to include because they were an important part of my young life. Instead of spending time with me, they spent the entire weekend clicked up together, not talking to anyone else in the wedding party. For my bachelorette party, we rented a cabin in the mountains. Even though we all left the city at the same time, they arrived 2 hours late. That wouldn't have been that big of a deal, but the food for grilling was all in their car. Instead of joining in on the games and hanging out with everyone else, they stayed in the hot tub all night, even when I asked them to join us multiple times. Then the big day came. I had to have a dry wedding because there are multiple recovering addicts in my family. I asked my entire wedding party to please not drink, and they knew why. Still, those two broke off and did shots together alone. We're not friends anymore. That is so disrespectful. Even if it wasn't a serious reason and you simply just wanted a dry wedding because that's what you wanted for your day, that shouldn't have been enough, and any true friend would follow that because that is what you've asked of them for your special day. But the fact that it has to do with your family having, you know, the recovering addicts, so it's a very serious thing, and they went and did, you're just not very good people. I was a bridesmaid for my friend, then a few years ago when it was my turn to get married, she agreed to be mine. Then she flaked 2 weeks before the wedding, which, like, I understand people have other things in their lives and that's okay, but it was all done with very little communication or explanation. Things only got more and more distant from there, and it got to the point where she never replied to my messages, so I've given up trying. I miss my friend and I have no idea why I was ghosted. Oh my gosh, that's so sad. Oh, like to ghost on the friendship and the wedding? Like just a simple explanation will do. Just talk to me. That's terrible. Even taking the wedding out of it, like just losing that friendship and having no idea why, like that closure would be very important. My maid of honor did me dirty. I had a pretty long engagement, so I had enough time to take care of the majority of my wedding projects alone. I figured it was my wedding and I didn't really want to burden anyone else, and if I needed help, it would be something super minimal. Anyways, fast forward to my actual wedding day. It was going fine, things were going as planned, and it was a beautiful day. Cut to my maid of honor speech. At first it seemed like a nice typical speech about friendship and us as a couple. Then my maid of honor started going on about how we've had many ups and downs, and sometimes she just wants to makes a choking gesture in front of all my guests. I was like, WTF. I didn't hear the rest of the speech because I was so turned off by it. The icing on the cake was that her then boyfriend came up to me during the part where the bride dances with the guests and says, "I'm so glad this wedding is over." Insert maid of honor's name. Has been so stressed. Mind you, I haven't asked her for much, if anything at all, and if she was stressed, she had plenty of help considering I had a lot of bridesmaids. I don't know what she was stressed over. I planned this wedding on my own. Since then, I can't look at her the same way because I just felt like she held something against me. I feel like that's worth talking out because, yeah, I would feel that way too, and I would just be like, can we chat about this? Because this is how it's feeling. You know, maybe get some answers, maybe clear up any issues that might be underneath the surface to her, you know? I had a bridesmaid who was trouble from the word go. She was nasty to my youngest sister and the shop owner when we were dress shopping. She picked fights with my maid of honor constantly. And after she completely pooped the bed on the decorations for my shower, I'm not being a bridezilla, she literally dropped off scraps of children's party decor after swearing she had all this over-the-top decor covered. She refuses to show up because of the fight she picked the day before with the maid of honor's girlfriend. The icing on the cake, though, was She was pouty my whole wedding day, including in all the photos, after I pulled out all the stops as her maid of honor a few weeks prior. Oh, that sucks. I feel like if they're trouble from the word go, it's just best to maybe not have them in the wedding party. Like the immediate, like, oh my God, I have a sneeze. No. Once I sneeze, since I'm sick, it's like my nose will be a faucet for an hour after that, because a sneeze just like relieves everything. So we're gonna not sneeze, if that's doable. Do not allow me to sneeze in this video. Within a week of introducing herself to the rest of my bridal party, my maid of honor used their contact info to aggressively try to sell them skincare for her crappy MLM. Multi-level marketing, in case you didn't know. It was tacky and humiliating. Oh yeah, I feel like everyone knows someone, even if it's just like a long lost Facebook friend that is in an MLM situation. Honestly, some of them like I'm like okay with. I don't know. Some of the products ain't so bad. I don't know, but it is kind of obnoxious. Like it's awkward when someone's trying to sell something to you. Because how do you politely be like, I'm not interested? You know? Like over social media, you can ignore a DM. But in person, it's like, I don't like this. It's like when people used to knock on doors, going around door to door, trying to sell stuff. Like, just don't answer the door, you know? Put up a no soliciting sign. I wish we could just have that in life. No, like write it on my forehead. No soliciting. Leave me alone. But like, with just conversation, not even trying to sell me things. Like, just don't talk to me. I had co-maids of honor for a reason. I also heard whispers that she planned to take a knife to my dress at the church, all because we got engaged before her. So it is like that other one where she's mad because you got engaged before her. And it's all about jealousy. A knife to the dress? Y'all need better friends. These people are not friends. My bridesmaid told me that everyone was annoyed that they were in my wedding and didn't want to be anymore. And also that none of them thought it would actually happen, but that she was standing up for me. I don't believe it. Drama starter. As it turns out, no one was saying any of that. She just didn't want me to be happy, I guess. Luckily, it all came to a head before our actual wedding and she wasn't in my life anymore by that point, so she's not in any photos or anything. Yeah, these people who are jealous of you when you have good things going on in your life, you know who's genuinely happy for you and you know who is genuinely not happy for you. Jealousy and envy is a very ugly thing. All right, guys. These were some pretty bad bridesmaids. Choose them wisely. That is what I've learned from this. Stay classy out there, stay sassy, and I'll see you tomorrow.